What's up, everybody? There wasn't really that good of a view last time, so I'm gonna use my hand mixer, make some more real quick because I got one packet left and we're kind of hungry. So I'm gonna do it in the bowl. Hi, Kitty Cat. You want me in the garage? Scraping the sides where my yeast kind of popped up on them. And help the sugar get dissolved. And this way you guys can kind of see a better view of what I'm doing, how I'm mixing it. It was the yeast and sugar first because it was a dry packet, and supposedly that activates on dry ingredients. And the active yeast would be activated when you add the water in the yeast. So I don't know, still haven't quite figured out the difference, but I just do it this way, the same way, no matter what I'm using. And hopefully I got enough flour. Oh yeah. Giving the yeast time to kick off, which it's starting to now, it looks like. Go ahead and add my oil, which was a whole packet of yeast. Maybe, I don't know what that thing is, I'll have to measure it and see. I'll try to do that while I'm waiting for stuff. Since I'm mixing it in this bowl, once I'm done, I'm going to dump my dough out on my cutting board, clean my bowl, grease it, put my dough back in, and do the same thing with the oven, which I just turn it on broil for a second, let it get some heat going in there, and turn it all off, and then you can pop your bowl in there and wait for your paper towel to get crispy. That way you know it's all done, or almost crispy, which is a little over an hour, hour and a half. if you have the patience to wait. Otherwise, just 30-45 minutes will be sufficient. Now, using that same salt that I had before, I just poured it in this thing. I was looking for it to show you. I was actually going to just use it. Oh, it's behind my camera and behind my phone, so I'll have to use this, which is the same salt. I just put it in a pepper grinder. And I'm not putting it in yet, I'm just kind of getting it ground up in there. You can always do this too. Leave your cap on, go like that to grind. Now, you have all your salt or pepper, whatever you're going to do, ground up in there. And if you're using the same salt that I used in the first videos, that makes everything really salty, so be careful even if you use it on your food. But it is really good. I'm just trying to give the yeast a little bit of time to start foaming. The salt deactivates the yeast. So they say to wait until it's starting to foam to put that in. But once I've kind of seen it going, I just went ahead and added it in my oil. So that way it's in there. Turn the light on for you here if I can. And that's the foam kind of stuff. I don't want to stick that in there, but that's the foam kind of stuff. And sometimes when you tap it, it'll really kick off and start activating and going all the way around the edges. And that's what you're kind of waiting for, is for your water and your yeast to start turning like this color all across the top once everything settles down. After 5 minutes, they say 10 minutes, but between 1 to 10 minutes, it'll start doing this across the top. That's how you know you're good. Then I'm going to come in with my baking powder. I used to use it a few times with baking soda. They say you shouldn't do that. And then I finally used baking powder and it changed everything up. So that's the difference. Plus it's going to get all foamy. You guys can see. Let me turn my light off to save my battery. That's helping. Alright. Hopefully you guys can see the bowl, and inside I'm going to throw that on the floor for you. This one's a half a teaspoon, so I'm going to do 2 of these. Probably 2 healthy scoops of it. Well, I better not do that, because they kind of go fast. Once I start adding this and it starts doing the volcano effect, like baking soda and vinegar is what it'll start to do, or at least it does. You can kind of hear it. Get this ready, get my flour ready. This is the color I was talking about before you couldn't see in the bread maker. Once I add a little bit more flour, it's going to turn into that color bowl, or that color ball of dough. And then that extra little bit of water that we add after this will turn into the nice golden yellowish color. And that was probably another half a cup, a healthy cup of flour, bread flour, and then another half a cup of bread flour once you start getting it all mixed in. I'm just working the edges to get it doughy and kind of sticky, clean it off. Hey, will you grab me this other size bowl out of the dishwasher so I can just grease it and use it? Put a little flour. Probably should have oiled it. No, I'm just gonna be iffy if it's gonna be enough flour to get my dough. I may not have to add the rest of that water because it's kind of already the consistency. I just need it to dough up or ball up. I just shot some dough somewhere. I'm not going to add the rest of the water like I did in the first one because of the consistency. It's already soupy and really running like slime, which that's what I want, because when this goes to rise, this is all what I feel in my head. This is why I cook without measuring and I do what I do, because this consistency I'm happy with, because I'm pretty sure once this rises it will thicken up and be really airy and way crispier and better than the batch that I posted the first time. If I'm wrong, you will know, and you'll know to follow the first step. But so far I'm pretty good at doing what I do. Okay. Now I could have probably went a little different if I used my bread maker, so it was all confined, but we're gonna do it this way. Did I have any clean bread pans?
I don't know.
I've seen the one in the sink, so I didn't know if the other two were clean or if they were. I mean, I can always just.
It's alright. I got it.
I just poured a little oil in here, greasing it like the last time. Make sure it's really good because you never know how high your dough is going to rise and how much it's going to stick to the sides. So this really helps. Got that done. We're going to go ahead and do it. 4 paper towels.
It's hot.
I need it hot.
Okay.
And right now at this time I'm gonna go ahead and hit broil on the oven, start it. I'm gonna try and get this to drop off into a bowl in the center, or a ball in the center.
I thought you said the sink.
Huh?
I thought you said the sink.
Oh no.
Drop the bowl in the sink.
Maybe I did, I don't know.
No, you just started to say whatever it was you were saying, but it started to sound like you were saying sink.
Now usually if you have something like this and it's hard to get off, you don't want to mess with it. Sometimes you gotta give it the old slapperoo. For the most part. Now my dough's in there. We'll see how that turns out. Either way, it's still going to be the same flavors as the first video. And once it rises, if it stays kind of soupy, I've been wanting to try whatever that bread's called, where you like dump it out and on a pan and it cooks into a big ball or dome. Baguette, bacaraka. Oh, what was something? I don't know. Anyway, I think that would look cool. So, my oven's warm for that whole time. Hit cancel, turn it all off. I'm going to put this in here at 841. We'll just say 840. And then we'll let it go.
Put it right there. I'm about to do these dishes up.
I can't hear you over the cool cleaning that I'm doing.
Yeah, I said it's fine. All you're doing is making a big wet mess.
You like it when it's wet.
Shut up.
Alright.
You're on video.
Now, since I was out of flour, I don't need any more water. This is the flour I had left. I'm just going to go ahead and smear this on here because when it comes out and rises, or comes out from rising, this is the only little bit of protection I'll have left for keeping it from sticking on everything, which hopefully will be enough. Alright. That's the first step in process. I'm gonna stop this here and I'm gonna let my bread rise. It's 15 till 9, 8:45. I'm gonna let it rise till 9:30, at least 45 minutes. So we'll check back in 45 minutes and see if I'm ready to dump it in the pan and cook it. Thanks for watching.